Hi, this is Randy Paulson, and I'm principal at Chatfield High School. And this is our new employment information webinar. And welcome everybody to the webinar. And I'd also like to welcome our new staff for the 2014-15 school year. As I'm going through this information, I would suggest that you pause it. And if you have any questions, write down the questions so when we meet, you're able to get those questions answered. So feel free to do that and pause it or take as much time as you need, or if you didn't quite understand something or need to hear it, go back and listen to it again and then move on from there. But basically this is a new packet information. It doesn't cover everything, but we try to cover as much as we can, but that's why we have our mentees that are going to help you out with some of this stuff here. First of all, here's the welcome, Tim and Abigail Reagan, and hopefully we have a new pair that's going to be hired in the near future that will be joining us too. First of all, just so you know what our title means and that type of thing, we are the Gophers, we are Chatfield High School. Some of the stuff you might see Chosen Valley High School. We used to be Chosen Valley High School, but changed our name to Chatfield High School. So if you see Chosen Valley High School, that's just our old name, and we are now technically Chatfield High School. Care of school property, one of the things that you need to know is that you're the one that's in care of your classroom, and that's kind of your main domain to take care of. But also, whether it's in the building or outside of school grounds, we're all responsible for the property. So if we see issues that happen or that are taking place that is destroying property, defacing property, we need to take proper action. Also, you're responsible for making sure that books are returned and projects are paid for as a teacher. You need to be keeping good record of that and that type of thing. So that is your responsibility. Also collecting bills, fines, that's your responsibility. Probably doesn't happen too much as far as bills and fines as far as regular classroom teachers, but as far as our vocational teachers, teachers that have labs and stuff, they might have bills and fines that they have to collect. Use the principal as a last resort, and then we'll probably also have a discussion as far as how I can help you better collect those fines. Things that need to be on file is your college transcript. Make sure that's in with the district office. Also a copy of your teacher's license should be in there as well. Keep in mind that we are all responsible for our students, and that all of the students that go to Chatfield High School are your students. They're our students, and that we need to make sure that we're following the school rules and procedures that by all students, and just because it's not a student in your class doesn't allow us to just walk by somebody that's doing something inappropriate. Preparing our facilities, we got an AV room next to the media center, and that's a place where you can probably help get things taken care of. So it's right the door right very next to the media center. You can also go through the media center to get to that location as well. Running off copies, if you're just using like a couple of copies, or if you're just doing one-sided copies, you should run off your own copies. But if you have multi-sided, many copies, and they need to be collated and that type of thing, Laura Adams is the one to go to. She's located in our counselor's office, which is just down from the high school office. Okay. Unusual incidences and those kind of things, it's good to keep me informed. Anything that you think that might be a kind of a gossip type of thing. I know something that was an issue that happened, it's been quite a few years ago, probably 15, 16 years ago, but we had somebody that decided to moon the audience at one of our theater productions, and during intermission, that would have been something that would be important for me to know or here right away, rather than hearing it downtown on a Saturday. So if you know of anything unusual or whatever that you think that might be something that's a little bit unusual, gossipy, it's good to let me know. Lunch for staff, you can certainly take advantage of the lunch here at school. If you do, you can put your lunch money in the food service office, or you can give it to Gwen McCauley in the lunch line, and she can take care of it too. There is a teacher's lounge that's located next to the district office, and the men's bathroom is right down that hallway too. It's a real short little hallway, and that's where the teacher's lounge is located, and a lot of our teachers go there to eat their lunch and stuff. Meals, which I think is still $3.35 per meal. You need to keep it in a positive balance. So again, that can be given to Gwen or put in the lunch money box, food service box, and they can take care of that for you. Leaving the building, first of all, if you're leaving the building, you should always let the office secretary know before you leave for lunch, or if you leave early, so let them know. And also, you should probably get special permission if you need to either leave early or come late to the building. And I know that unusual circumstances come up, and where you need to leave early, or for some reason you need to come late. But the key is to let me know, so that I know that you're running late, and if we need to, we can have somebody cover for you or whatever until you either get here or when you leave early. Lesson plans, we don't require teachers to turn in lesson plans, but we want them to keep their web pages up to date and their grades up to date. So first of all, web pages, they should be kept to date, and they should be ready for the next week by 8 o'clock, 8 or 8:30 that Monday morning for that coming week. If we have a shortened week in there, then it would be the next 8 or 8:30 of the first day of that week. Also, grades should be kept up to date, and what we should do is have grades posted by within a week or less by the time you post that the grade or that lesson is, or that assignment is supposed to be due, or when you have a test or quiz, it should be done within a week and put on and posted within a week after that test or quiz is done. Okay? However, the sooner that you do it, the better, because there's research that shows that when the sooner that students get data back to them as far as how they're doing and stuff, the better they do, or better they perform. Student dress code is something that we need to make sure that we have kids follow. Inappropriate dress is something that we're going to take care of. We're going to enforce proper dress. The girls report to Lindsay Olson, who is our guidance counselor. The boys go to myself, the principal. That way, when we're talking about gender issues as far as dress, we can get probably a little bit more detail when I'm talking with boys and Lindsay's talking with girls. So, but we are going to enforce that. Teachers also should set the example. No jeans or t-shirts unless they're appropriate for the activity. So a good example would be, let's say that you're going on a field trip and you're going to be going next to a swamp or something and looking at getting frog eggs or those kind of things. That's certainly something that you're going to have a different dress for than when you're in the regular classroom. And then also check your room and make sure that it's a proper environment, meaning proper temperature, also that you have the correct number of chairs, that type of thing. So you don't want to, on the first day of school, have 28 kids in your class, block B, and you only have 25 chairs. So go through your class list, make sure that you got the proper number of chairs, and do that ahead of time. Probably the week before school starts, make sure you get the proper chairs. Go to the large group room. That's where we keep our extra stash of chairs. Pick out the right color of desk and bring it to your classroom if you need more. Also, vice versa, if you have too many chairs, bring the chairs to the large group room, put them in there, and that way somebody else that needs more chairs will have them available to them. Okay, then your office mailbox. First of all, you should check your office mailbox at least a couple of times, and we shouldn't be using them for storage, but clear it out. So every time you check it, basically you're clearing your box. Don't send students to your box. It's inappropriate for students to be obtaining mail that might be data private, that type of thing, so we don't send students there. Also, as far as your voicemail and email, check your voicemail at least twice daily, so that you check it in the morning. So if I leave you a message, you can check it, or in the afternoon before you leave, so that if there's any voicemails that are put out, I'll know that every single staff member has gotten that voicemail. Okay. Then we need to get back to parents within 36 hours. We should be trying to check our email between every class. That's probably the best as far as keeping up with the email and those kind of things. Bulletin boards are kind of a neat learning tool. I call it learning by osmosis. So it's just taking the information in. If you keep it up to date and attractive, kids are going to look at it and enjoy it and feel better about coming to school and coming to your classroom and that type of thing, if we have a more pleasant experience for them and pleasant looking classroom. Students are not allowed to have any beverages, those type of things, and so they shouldn't be bringing them into your classroom. The exception to that is we do allow water, and we do have a water only policy that kids can bring clear bottles, those kind of things that are clear, and they need to be perfectly clear. Can't be shaded in a like a purple color or that type of thing. They need to be clear, and they can bring it in, but again, it's still your choice. So if you're a chemistry teacher, for example, you're not going to allow water in your classroom because of safety issues. If you have a special party or something that's going to go on, you can bring them in, but the water, snack, or the pop or beverage or snacks need to be brought in by you, and the kids can only consume it in your room. They can't leave with it. But on special occasions, get back to me about it, and I can certainly give you approval or not approval, but 99% of the time it's an okay, but it's good for me to know that it's going on in your classroom, so people aren't complaining that you're having beverages in your classroom when everybody else can. So, okay. Fundraisers, they must be pre-approved, and the request must be in writing. We have a form that needs to be filled out. On the form, there's a starting date and there's an ending date. There's a description of the fundraiser that needs to be filled in. The amount of profit, it needs to be at least 40% or higher. We're not here to raise money for the fundraiser companies. We're here to raise money for ourselves, and so at least needs to be 40% or greater. And of course, the purpose of the fundraiser. So we don't want to have fundraisers just for the sake of having fundraisers. There needs to be clearly a purpose for the fundraiser. This ends the first segment, and please go to the second segment next.